As the door swings open here in Foxborough for the first time for Tom Brady and the 2019 Patriots, the 20th-year quarterback takes the field to make his preseason debut. The Patriots and the Carolina Panthers are next. The defending Super Bowl champions are back at home as the Patriots take the field in Foxborough. Welcome to Gillette Stadium for preseason game number 3. The New England Patriots and the Carolina Panthers. And hi everybody, very pleasant good evening. Bob Sosi along with Scott Zolak. And so the last time we saw Tom Brady in a game, he was taking a knee at the end of Super Bowl 53. But he wasn't satisfied with his 6th title. In the offseason, he got stronger, and thus far this preseason, he's been exceptionally sharp in the joint practices.
Well, it's preseason game number 3, which means it's the dress rehearsal, which is where your starters play. You know, 2 really good weeks of joint practices. We know what Tom Brady can do with Julian Edelman. You can't replicate game reps. I want to see him out there with his left tackle, Isaiah Wynn in his 2nd year. You saw him last week for 3 series. Now it's about getting the ball to guys like Jacoby Myers and company and get out there and function as a unit on offense. He's your leader.
We know what Edelman can do. What about some of the young kids who've shined thus far this preseason?
Well, I mean, we already mentioned Myers, and Harris needs to get out there. We know what Dorsett can do when you throw him the football. You're not going to see Harris, the young kid at the back, but we will see James White, and I think it's about getting out there and functioning and moving the sticks for that group.
Tom Brady, the unquestioned leader of the offense. Dante Hightower has been that guy for the defense, and Stephon Gilmore has emerged as one of the league's elite cornerbacks.
It's an exciting defense. They're as good as they were last year on paper. You add guys like Michael Bennett in there, but we talked the leadership standpoint. These 2 guys, Dante Hightower, he's calling all the signals up front. I'm excited to see him in the mix with Bentley, with Van Noy, and obviously Jamie Collins coming back. And Stephon Gilmore, you see the rankings. You've heard all the press. He's one of the best cover guys in the league. He's fun to watch. I can't wait to see the competition opposite him. Defense is the strength of this team this year.
Those guys, 2 postseason playmakers. Rob Ninkovich is down on the field to talk about another. Rob?
What's up, Bob? What's up, Zoe? So
hey,
we've seen some great historic defense here in the past. I think the 2019 Patriots have a chance to be one of the best, if not the best defense in a long time here. You know, their front is going to be tremendous. They got a lot of guys that can move around. Kyle Van Noy, number 53, he's my guy. I think this year he's going to have another awesome season. The last 2 seasons, postseason, he's had tremendous playoff run. I think that he's going to be the guy that wraps that thing all together on the edge, setting the edge, getting after the quarterback. So I can't wait to see it this year. I'm excited. So guess what? 2019 defense is going to be awesome.
Looking forward to it, Rob. We're 2 weeks away from raising a 6th championship banner and raising the curtain on a new season. It's the Patriots and the Carolina Panthers. The kickoff is coming up. Beautiful night here in Foxborough. 80-degree game time temperature, 65% humidity. Wind not much of a factor. Beneath the lighthouse as we take a look at our Gatorade primed to perform keys to the game. Gatorade, the proven sports fuel of the Patriots.
You take a look at efficiency and health, Bob, right there, right away, and protect the quarterback. You could say number 2 is bigger than number 1. And of course, that front 7 and the pressure that we've talked about as it has built since the middle of last football season to what they could do now with guys like Jamie Collins and Michael Bennett. So we're ready to go. Preseason game number 3 here. We're excited. Defense is going to take the field first.
Bill Belichick, head coach of the Pats, like Brady, season number 20 for Belichick. The Patriots sideline while Ron Rivera, his counterpart, is in his 8th season. 2-time NFL Coach of the Year. Trying to bounce back from a horrible finish last season. Panthers have gone to the playoffs 4 of the 5 previous seasons. But a 7-game losing skid spelled their demise in 2018. Stephen Gostkowski kicks off, and we're underway here in Foxborough with a touchback. Let's get to the Gillette starting lineup for the Patriots defensively. With Dietrich Wise Jr., Danny Shelton, and Lawrence Guy up front.
Yeah, it looks like Jamie Collins out there, to initially start this thing too. Everybody wants to see Michael Bennett. There's no doubt about that. And here Bennett, a late addition to the unit here as he makes the field.
And the McCourty twins, fresh off birthday number 32 in the secondary with Harmon and Gilmore. That starting defense brought to you by Gillette, official shave of the New England Patriots. First preseason appearance for Brady for the Pats coming up. But now it's the 2019 debut for Cam Newton coming off shoulder surgery in January. A turn and a give, and Christian McCaffrey slashes in to the right side of the line. Barreled over by Jamie Collins and company.
Have you seen pictures of McCaffrey lately? I mean, you talk about a guy that has hit the weight room.
He's looking large, though. Looking large down here.
I'll have what he's having.
I've seen enough of his highlights.
Extra protein.
The last couple of years.
You know, you even go back to, what was that, 2 years ago, the backdoor screen. It just couldn't get on the same page with what they wanted to do on defense in that early part of September.
Last year, McCaffrey accounted for more than 1,900 scrimmage yards. He also threw a 50-yard touchdown pass, and he lines up again the tail, the tandem, and the offset eye after his pickup of 3. Moving under center. And another handoff to McCaffrey. Into the arms of Byron Cowart, who makes a play on the second snap of the game, just as he did early last week with a sack in Tennessee.
Yeah, and you take a look at this kid. You just keep making plays right here, and they're mixing him in with the ones. Yeah, it's good to see guys like Roberts out there. He's really good against the run. But this kid's force, his leverage, his ability, and Rob, you know this, to get under the pad level, it's pretty impressive here through 3 games.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's all about leverage, though.
Last year, Maryland Terrapin made the Patriots as an undrafted free agent. Turned out to be a starter in the secondary, J.C. Jackson. You got Cowart, a 5th-round pick out of that same program from College Park into Foxborough.
Attaboy. Keep pumping him.
And now you have Cam Newton.
They got 50 on the field. They're going to see what he's going against first-team reps.
Throws it across the middle. The pass is completed to D.J. Moore, but he spun around and dropped well short of the first down marker. That's something the Patriots do perennially. They tackle well in the secondary.
You know, that's a good stick at the point of where the ball is caught. And it's interesting to see Winovich in there on the first big 3rd down. And there's Cam Newton, good release over the top. It's an accurate throw, but that's a good stick by Deron Harmon.
Now for the Pats, an opportunity for Gunnar Olszewski to return the first punt from Michael Pilardi.
Talked about this for the last 2 games. You've got to make plays on the special teams. He's got to pop here today.
Left-footed punt from Pilardi with plenty of hang time, forcing the fair catch.
No. You
want to run it back, got to make the play, right?
Hey, you're not going to make the team fair catching the ball. You got to return that ball. There's nobody within 6 yards of it. And here we go, Mr. Brady. You know, and everybody questions, how long will you see Tom tonight? I think it's predicated on how well they protect him, how well they move the football. You come out, you get 2 good drives, I can see him sitting them down after that.
Last year in this game, the 3rd week of the preseason, he played the entire first half, and he lines up under center with a handoff to Sony Michel, running up the middle and taking on a defender with a lunge out to the 25. As we get to the starting offense, brought to you by Gillette, official shave of the New England Patriots. Philip Dorsett, Jacoby Myers at the wide receiver spots, then Michel and White in the backfield along with Ben Watson, the tight end.
Watson getting his reps here. You're not going to see him the month of September, so it's critical he gets out and mixes it up with Tom Brady again.
And if that's the offensive line to start the season for the Patriots with Wynn at left tackle, it's a homegrown lineup for the Pats as Michel gets around the edge and then he picks up a first down if the play stands. However, a flag on the play.
Yeah, definitely a holding down here.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a holding call. We know that, but I think let's take a look for what it is.
It was a decent one.
Yeah. But Sony Michel dropping the shoulder on 2 consecutive runs is a good sign for that kid, because a lot of people think, okay, he's a guy that wants to run to daylight, that maybe on some short yardage stuff isn't as physical as you wanted to be in his rookie year. So let's see how he gets better in year 2. And that's 2 good signs of him trying to look the contact to run it over.
Sony Michel in 12 games during the regular season last year, nearly 1,000 yards rushing, and then more than 300 in the postseason. He gives way now with the Pats and a 2nd down and 13. James White in the backfield.
It's like a back-on-track play, little screen.
And they throw it back with the screen set up and then hammered down Philip Dorsett. Big hit right there in the secondary. Dante Jackson, Sean Golden for Carolina.
Okay, this is textbook Patriot offense right here. Real good accurate throw by Brady to Dorsett. Now, Isaiah's Wynn is outside. You're trying to ask a big guy to block a corner. Well, you say, why would you do that? Well, you've done it in the past. We've seen Nate Solder, Rob. You saw Trent Brown last year be able to get outside and get those smaller players.
Yeah, I mean, he was out there and just mowing them over. So
Patriots align the two running backs. You've got Burkhead along with White to flank Brady on this 3rd and 8 snap. He drops back and slides up. He's going to throw a long ball. The receiver pulled up, however, and the ball lands incomplete as Jacoby Myers stopped right around midfield.
Hey, quit right at midfield. Don't know why. Now you got to be able to run through coverage. It's 3rd and forever, so you're 3rd and 8. Watson's out in the flat. It's a skinny, and I see what Brady saw. He saw the safety sit. I mean, come on, rookie, you got to blow by that guy. Go get the ball for number 12 right there.
Rookie Terry Godwin waiting on the punt by Jake Bailey, who's won the job from Ryan Allen, released this week by the Pats. It's a good punt, a lot of hang time. It forces him up, and the ball is kicked loose. Godwin able to dive on it and save the possession for Carolina. But the Panthers go backward after that boomer off the right foot for 56 by Bailey. A statement today. We are aware of the reports regarding Patrick Chung. We will not be commenting while his judicial proceedings take place. Scott Zolak, he's been indicted on possession of cocaine charges to be arraigned next week.
Yeah, and I think, the statement speaks for itself. And I think if you're around this organization, when they release a statement, as we've learned, you defer to that statement. It's in the hands of the law now. Now, what does that mean? Duron Harmon, he gets a start here tonight. And that's a guy that has been, I don't want to say struggling at times, but you look at roster composition. Hey, we've seen him with court cases too. I mean, this may not even come to fruition for another year, so that could clear Patrick on this. But Patrick obviously broke his arm, Super Bowl 53. He's been working his way back. He's been in the red jersey, had some work done in the offseason. So, hey, next guy up mentality, you get ready to play, and you got to deal with these type of things.
Yeah, and the next play up for Carolina after the completion from Newton to Olsen in the light rain here in Foxborough early in this first quarter. Cam Newton back under center. McCaffrey returns in the backfield. With a play fake, pressure. Newton never saw it coming from Kyle Van Noy. As you were saying in our open, Rob Ninkovich, Van Noy gets to the quarterback.
You got a little gimpy there.
Yeah, I think he knocked his knee on somebody.
Ooh. I mean, you take a look at the top, the jump he gets off the snap count there on Cam Newton. And Newton's one of those veteran guys that knows he's got to mix his count up. Off the play action, Newton's eyes are all the way downfield. Didn't even see Van Noy.
And Van Noy grabbing at his left leg after he got around the tight end, Chris Manhertz.
And still down.
We take the timeout early in the first in Foxborough. After a sack of Cam Newton here in Foxborough, Kyle Van Noy did walk off the field on his own, but he has made his way into the tent. As former Patriot linebacker, first-year coach Gerard Mayo looks on.
Yeah, and you got Winovich in there now, so let's see what the kid can do. But Van Noy looks like the left leg stuck on him. I don't want to say it's non-contact, but keep your fingers crossed on this one as he's in the tent.
The Patriots applying early pressure on Cam Newton in that surgically repaired right shoulder as he gives it out of the gun to McCaffrey. A lot of running room up the middle as he steams straight ahead, but he is stopped well short of the first down marker. Duron Harmon again moving up among the tacklers for the Pats.
All right, see what it looks like on the inside. So Hightower stepped up right on the outside edge of the guard. He gets taken care of. And, Winovich upfield, too far upfield on that one. And you're asking your backside corner to come in. Now that's a 3rd and long. They run the draw. They're happy to kick it and get out of there. Time for this kid to return the ball here.
Gunnar Olszewski called for the fair catch on the first bunt by Pilardi. He has returned 4 in the preseason for an average of 12 per run back. It's a shoulder high snap. And another high-hanging bunt. Olszewski is under it. A chance to return on the stutter step. And he fights his way out across the 35.
I'll take that. That's what I want to see. That's an 8-yard differential as opposed to previous series where he fair caught it immediately down. There was nobody within 6 yards of it. See how much Jacoby Myers had his ear chewed off in that prior series. There is no play that is over as you see Kyle Van Noy. And it's a good sign right here, Nick, right? Trying to walk this thing off, run it off.
Yeah, anytime they let you come out and run a little bit or just feel it out, usually a good sign.
And also a good sign for Myers. He's in the lineup here in this empty set. One of the 3 wides for Brady to his right. Second series for the quarterback. Goes underneath off the shoulder pad of Myers. The pass slightly behind him as he gets decked by Jack Thompson.
And it's a good sign by Brady going right back to him, though, right there. So you go back to the young rookie, the undrafted rookie. Ball's behind him a little bit, but you got to make that catch. If you're going to be in the mix with this crew, with the ones, you got to show you can get out there and function.
It's one thing to earn the praise that Myers has, and he has earned it. It's another when you get out there with Brady to earn his trust.
I'll say the problem, too, is you have the misfire. Now Brady's trying to make sure, okay, is he going to do what I expect him to do, and then the ball was late.
Back under center. Play fake and a deep drop. He's firing it in the direction of Philip Dorsett. He usually catches what Brady targets in his direction, and he's had a near first down reception there for a 9+.
All right, let's take a look at the outside guy up top right there. So there's Dorsett. This is a simple comeback. We saw this all last year, Bob. Now, we talk about wide receiver depth. For whatever reason, people forget about Philip Dorsett. I got him as a lock making his team. I think he's essential. He's a good route runner.
Third and short. Give to Michelle behind Devlin. We've seen that before, and this is a first down for the Patriots near midfield.
And the reason I say that is it's guys you know, okay, we can huddle with. We can go out there and we can function as an offense. We go empty, we go trips, we go twins, we go stack. You don't have to worry about number 13. Now, the production might not be there as a 1 or 2, but we've seen Tom have the ability to go to him when needed.
Nobody had a higher catch rate than Dorsett a year ago, and of course he had a huge play late in the first half of the AFC Championship on a touchdown grab. A handoff, delayed by Michelle, another cut out of a tackle, a cut back across the 30, and while there's a flag on the play, that's a highlight reel run for Sony Michel.
Oh man, what a jump cut. And this isn't north-south, this is shifting speed 3 times within 1 run.
Offense, 10-yard penalty.
And it's the rookie Myers identified by veteran referee Carl Cheffers.
Okay, so we've seen 2 plays called back, but let's take a look at the run for what it is here with Michelle. Backside, boom, right there. You make the safety miss. You step out of that. There you go. Now you got the backer. You cut back inside, and there it is right there. The dropping of the shoulder again. That's 3 times against a physical team. This isn't to what people call an inferior opponent. This is a tough-built defense that Carolina has had over the years.
That's a pretty good tackling safety, and Trey Boston back there. Now a handoff to Rex Burkhead and another penalty.
This isn't going to be another one of these nights, is it? Another holding call.
Close to the 49.
We broke the record last week for a preseason game.
Personal foul, 23? Chop block. Number 69 and 61. 15-yard penalty, first down.
And again, the Michelle run was nullified because of the penalties, though. But seeing something we didn't witness a lot last year.
He looks different. They rested him.
But it's also important to remember, he missed a lot of time last year during training camp. And then, of course, he was injured in Chicago around the midseason point. But you look at the sum of his work. 16 games, regular postseason, 1,200+ yards, 12 touchdowns, and still very heavily scrutinized in these parts coming off that rookie campaign. Brady firing down the middle, incomplete, as we're searching for Ben Watson.
And that's going to be a thing here, the developing tight end position. Because we know who isn't here anymore. And that's a guy that can get in there and make those type of catches with a catch radius of old number 87, Rob Gronkowski. And there you go, the Gronk zone. Missing him already. We'll take you right here. See, I'll do this one, take this, put an N in there, right there. Bring him back.
I bet everything I got, it's a screen right now. We'll see.
You heard the call.
And on a 2nd and 28, Brady is back. And he's going to throw it. For Dorsett, who comes back to his quarterback, and he makes the catch.
All right, I'm living on the street now.
Hey, 42 years old, middle of the field, 18-yard comeback. Nice route by Philip Dorsett. That ball got there, and it got there in a hurry. That's a really good throw by Tom Brady. And that's the stuff we saw right there, the little shove that he and Chase Winovich worked on all of camp after practice, the little shove after the throw. So Brady expects it.
He got that one from a former teammate in Kyle Love. Now 3rd down and 9 for the Pats. White stays on with Watson, the veteran, joined by Myers in the slot left. Brady back to throw. Finds Dorsett once again, but he is sandwiched down. Eric Reed comes up to finish the play as the safety for Carolina, along with cornerback James Bradbury.
You know, here's the thing, too. You had Myers. It's trip set to the left, and Myers is the middle receiver. And he's sort of running through it. I thought Brady was going to give it a look. And you can see the frustration here. He's ready to slam the helmet. I think he wanted to throw it to Myers. Maybe he didn't trust the kid based on the previous 2 throws. That's the big thing here, as we talked about it prior to the game. The trust with number 12. We know Dorsett has that, obviously, through 2 series.
Godwin waits on another chance, another Bailey boomer. Drops it down inside the 10. Brandon King is there to collect it for the Patriots. That's why the rookie Jake Bailey made the Pats over the veteran Ryan Allen. Here at Gillette Stadium, our player spotlight is brought to you by Putnam Investments, proud partners of the New England Patriots. Stephon Gilmore has shined bright in that spotlight, so.
He sure has, and it's been fun to watch this guy over the last 2-3 years here, the confidence he has now. He talks about, I really didn't understand all the calls, everything, year 1. And now you could say, okay, he's the leader of secondary. I know Devin's your captain and he's Mr. Patriot and everything, but if you don't have 24, I don't think you could do the type of things you can do with the blitz packages that this team potentially could have.
Third series for Cam Newton, under duress throughout the first 2, but he finds an open receiver here with a flip out to the sideline for Curtis Samuel.
Boy, Jason McCourty really crashed down inside, got spun around. And that's a really good route on the outside. Yeah, he's got to be better driving off that with his hips. You take a look at him on the left side of your screen. You see he takes inside leverage, and that's an easy throw for a quarterback when the defensive back doesn't have to open his hips the way it did there.
And again, Newton was throwing the ball very well last year when the Panthers were 6-2, but really struggled to throw the ball downfield late, experiencing the shoulder problems, deactivated the final 2 weeks of the regular season. Now quick set, forced to move off his spot, dumps it off from McCaffrey, one-on-one against Bentley, and McCaffrey carries it across the 30, close to the first down, before he's eventually brought down.
So there's good pressure here on Cam Newton as you take a look at Jamie Collins. But Newton's one of those guys that, how much more is he really going to sit in the pocket this year based on some of the injuries that he has had? I mean, this is a guy that's taken a beating. We talked to Bentley 2 weeks ago, and the excitement of this kid is potentially what it could have been last year. He's a guy that's got the green dot, so he's making all the calls out there. But he's got to be able to run and cover backs and tight ends. I think that'll really bolster their third down package.
Now that we expect Norv Turner to show us a lot in terms of scheme for the Panthers tonight, but if you're going to be tested as a linebacker covering a back, it's about as difficult a test with McCaffrey on the field as Newton slides left, pressured by High-Tech, and he's to the right. Devin McCourty is going to force the throwaway.
You know, that's something Devin has done as far as his ability to read and when is he going to react. And you got to be able to trust the guys behind you. And that's the big thing with his brother out there with Deron, and these guys have played together for so long. You can't vacate your area of the field unless you trust those guys.
Jason McCourty, traded from the Browns last year. We wonder whether he would make the team. As late as the final minutes of the preseason finale, he made it, and he shined for the Pats.
This is big for Winovich. He's out there again. I mean, you know, the reps this guy's getting since Van Noy got nicked up.
Winovich stands up on the right side of the line. There's pressure up the middle for a screen, and McCaffrey can't make the play. Juggling off his fingertips, incomplete.
Hey, Ninkovich, you see your guy 55, John Simon?
Yeah, he's out there now. I like it. You know, that guy's had a great camp. You know, I think that he's going to be a solid contributor. Last year came in, set the edge.
Take a look at this here. Left side of your screen. Watch the game that this guy is going to run. There's Bentley. He steps up. You see Lawrence Guy shift that tackle to the inside, to the outside. Creates a massive lane for Simon to run through. Boy, just pick your spots with that guy. Winovich. Is that Van Noy back out there? That's a good sign. Yes. All right.
Newton again pressured. Newton in trouble. Newton is sacked. Adam Butler.
Butler again. That's some good high fives right there. Mayo and Belichick giving each other some dap. You can't have this kind of production with your front if you don't have good coverage in the secondary. This is man all the way with safety help over the top. So a little ISO to the inside. Excellent coverage. Here's Van Noy. He crashes down inside. Butler keeping his feet. Gets knocked down. Stays to it. Winovich moving around. Van Noy back in. Glad he walked that off.
And Olszewski for the third time, waiting on a punt by Pilardi. A low line drive Peter going to take a bounce off the 27 and hop inside the 20. And the Patriots will face poor starting field position, but their defense has been outstanding from the outset. The Patriots injury report is brought to you by Optum. N'Keal Harry injured in the first preseason game. Derek Rivers and Shalik Calhoun had to exit last week. So,
yeah, you take a look at the injury report here. Obviously, we want to see the rookie Harry out there, but you gotta be careful. That's the type of injury that can linger the entire season. Derek Rivers seems like a guy that just can't get out of the tub. So, unfortunate situation for him.
Meanwhile, for both of these offenses, it has been consistently poor starting field position. Patriots backed up to begin at their 15. Third set of reps for Tom Brady with a toss to Sony Michel. And Michel out of an ankle tackle with a dive forward, picks up 8.
Stepping out of tackles. And I know he's had the rest, right? So, I mean, there aren't a lot of reps on him in this preseason. But everything's downhill. Follow your fullback. It's a good block by Devlin. I mean, we've seen him step out of how many tackles today?
Kid looks good.
There's your production from last year.
Those are the regular season numbers. Michel also in the postseason with a half dozen touchdowns. Takes another handoff. Hit again, zigging and zagging his way forward. Let's go back to his rookie season out of Georgia. Second pick by the Pats in the first round.
Yeah, and he really came on as the year went on when the Patriots really started to develop a running game. And they talk about that identity post-Pittsburgh, post those 2 consecutive losses, Miami then Pittsburgh. This guy in Burkhead helped you tote that rock. There's the big one in the Super Bowl, which sealed the victory prior to the Gostowski kick.
Only snap in the red zone in Super Bowl 53. Michel scored a couple in the AFC Championship in Kansas City. Taking the handoff, trying to reverse direction. Get the play alive, but no gain on that rush before he's eventually swallowed up.
Look, guys, this is kind of what they did last year. You know, run, play action, throw something else in there. So we'll see what they do moving forward.
Again, the rookie resume for Sony Michel. Most rushing yards by, or 5th most by a rookie. Broke a lot of the Patriots' rookie rushing marks, especially for the postseason.
All right, you got Bradbury on Myers out here to the bottom of your screen. See how the rookie does.
Now the 2nd and 10, a pump by Brady. Recoils and throws toward Myers. Knocked away. Good play by Bradbury.
Not flat enough. He's got to come flatter. Brady's looking for the hold downfield. He gave him a little pump to sort of move that safety. So he gets vertical, gets up on Brad. Now, see, Bradbury read that the whole way. And this is what Myers is going to figure out. The more reps that he gets, the good corners in this league are going to be able to break on the football, set the quarterback up, get that offhand in as he did right there.
Bradbury is a good 1st round pick 4 years ago by Carolina. Now 3rd and 10 for Brady. Miner stays in the mix. And a rep for Olszewski to the near side. Brady hangs in, drops it off for Benjamin Watson. And Watson upended close to the first down marker as a flag comes in late.
Look at that play.
And Kuechly initially on the contact for Carolina.
He's going to be short. It's about a half a yard short of the first down. It's a good job by Watson trying to pick it up. He's slow to get up.
Yeah, it looks like he might be, he launched into him as he was going down. Maybe his coconut.
For the play. First down.
Let's take a look at it. This is Brady's view. Flips it out. Yep, it's a good call.
Good call on Eric
That's
Reed.
Intent right there. Dirty play.
Yeah.
I was waiting to see to be fair on this because sometimes it's a 1-step, 2-step almost Ninkovich right there. Late hit to guy that's already down. You can't take that shoulder and go to the helmet. The player's already down. That's dirty.
Nothing
cheap shot.
Questionable about the call. That's textbook.
I was ready to get on the referees because I thought, maybe it's that whole not launching, but using the helmet, leading with the helmet.
Benjamin Watson, part of that tight end group for the Patriots, trying to help offset the loss of Rob Gronkowski. They're not going to fill that void, but Watson brought back for a second.
We know this guy's making a team, Ben Watson, okay? We know this guy. Lacoste's going to be there, but he's nicked up.
I haven't seen anybody else make any plays to warrant, how many tight ends are you going to carry? You already got the fullback, James Devlin. He's not going anywhere. They'll move him around.
That's Kendricks.
Kendricks is a guy that's played in this league for a while. So he's got to prove to Josh McDaniels and company that he can get out there and function with this unit.
30-year-old in his 8th NFL season out of Wisconsin, had a 28-yard catch last week. Brady with a first down throw, and he threads it into Dorsett.
Who looks better right now, Dorsett or Myers? It's not even a hard one right now. It's a little spot route right over the top.
And we're going to get into the roster makeup
Catch it
a lot
down.
more next week. So, but
Sure.
one of the things about Myers, special teams
Dorsett won't be
value.
playing next week.
You can only carry so many wide receivers who don't contribute on special teams. We look at Watson seemingly okay on the sidelines. Burkhead behind Devlin. And he takes the handoff. And on the give to Rex Burkhead, the Patriots are going to look at a 3rd down and 4 when play resumes after a scoreless opening quarter here in the 3rd preseason game. As the Patriots entertain the Carolina Panthers and Tom Brady tries to lead the offense to the game's first lead.
Please welcome your New England Patriots cheerleader.
Patriots preseason football is brought to you by JetBlue, Boston's #1 airline and the official airline of the New England Patriots. And by Gillette, official shave of the New England Patriots.
Here in preseason game number 3, Patriots and the Carolina Panthers. The Pats have moved to the Panther 41 with a 3rd and 3 coming up for Tom Brady, who's completed 6 of his first 10 passes for 51 yards. Zoe, what stood out for you?
Well, I mean, he's trying to get some sort of rapport with Jacoby Myers. We've seen it in practice. Now, you got to get out there and do it in the game. Struggling with that. And I'm not blaming that on Brady.
Steven Anderson has checked in for the first time. He's aligned in the left slot. And Olszewski, the rookie free agent, is on as Brady moves up. And he's going to run it with a dive for the first down. How about those feet?
The 3 DBs really didn't want to go down and hit him after the personal foul you had on Reed. Again, this late in his career, still with on the feet, on the toes, sliding up, realizes nothing's there, makes one guy miss. It's a good job by the 2 tackles, taking those ends and pushing them upfield. That's his middle pressure right there.
And this is a good defensive line for Carolina. The Panthers have been among the NFL sack leaders with Ron Rivera as their head coach on an annual basis, and with a 1st and 10 for the Pats. Brady tosses it to Burkhead. And Rex runs into a crowd after a gain of 2.
Tough running in there.
In fact, no team's had more sacks the last 7 seasons.
Save for what it is right now. This offense right now with the ones, and I think they're just coming out trying to establish that line of scrimmage, run the football a little bit, help protect Brady, but not as exotic as we saw in week 1 out in Detroit. Could be a personnel thing. You lost your tight end.
Veteran line coach Dante Scarnecchia taking notes on the Pats' offensive front with the 10th play of the drive looming. Brady setting up the screen for Burkhead. It was read well as Rex slipped the hit and dives out across the 30 to the Carolina 29. Kyle Love, the former Patriot, was there. He got his hands on Burkhead, who broke the tackle.
Yeah, this should be a 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, but based on Burkhead's ability to keep his feet, keep his balance, gets up inside, makes it a 3rd and 2, much more, I don't say easier call for Josh McDaniels, but it could be 2 down territory here if they don't pick it up.
No line, Michelle behind Devlin. Sony takes the handoff with the stutter step at the line, a 1st down dive.
Sony looks good. Looks really good. People forget last year, and you brought it up, you did a good job last couple games, compliment you on that. Jeremy Hill was expected to be a big part of this offense and sort of that battering ram. And what are you doing drafting Harris out of Alabama? Well, they do need another bull if this kid, Michelle, and we know the injury history. There's some knee issues there. There's a reason he was available when you picked him. He could be on a pitch count.
But look, the Patriots drafted Shane Vereen and Stephen Ridley in the same draft. It's not unprecedented for Bill Belichick to stock up at that position. In this case, he did it with successive drafts. Brady fires it down the right seam and laying out. Izzo makes the catch.
Sexy throw right there. Man, did that back foot hit? He knew where he wanted to go. And this is a skinny. When they say skinny post by the tight end. That ball's put. We've seen him do this with Edelman. Yep. I said, somebody needs to make plays at the tight end position if you want to make this football team. And that's a step in the right direction right there by Izzo. Way to pluck that football.
Second-year tight end injured a year ago as a rookie drafted in the 7th round. Able to snag it for 18. And a first and goal to go with Michel behind Devlin. Again, to take the handoff to the right side. And he's tracked down from behind. He got a penalty on the play as well. Andre Smith from the backside with the stop for Carolina.
Holding call. This one's coming back.
Offside.
Nope.
Number 99, defense, lined up in the neutral zone. Half the distance
Veteran
to the
K1
goal.
Short.
Repeat first down.
Some teams just won't learn, huh? Jeez. Sending in the bigs here.
So again with a first and goal to go coming up after the penalty on Short. The Pats line up now inside the 5 and Michel stays on.
A little behind wing here. See if the big young kid can get a push.
Brady. Some direction for Myers. Yep. And then a handoff to Michel. Sonny Michel rams into a defender and he carries it to the 1.
It's a good tough 3 yards right there. Just a delay counter to the backside. Looks like they were heading left. They counter that to the backside.
Boston with a stop eventually for Carolina, but Michel runs it to the Panther 1 with a second and goal to go coming up. Patriots line up the 2 tight ends to the right, and they go heavy on the left side as well. Adebayo. Brady to Michel, ducks the shoulders, drives straight ahead, and he is engulfed by the Panthers. No push there.
Double tight ends there. I think Kendricks missed his block here. Bottom of your screen right there. Wasn't able to reach. Yep, that's Kendricks late. No, it's actually Saubert.
Yeah, Saubert, the newcomer from the Falcons.
Yep.
Making a second appearance for the Patriots. Last week thrown into the fire at Tennessee after the Pats got him a few days earlier in a trade with the Atlanta Falcons.
They made some moves to try and just help bolster that position. Having trouble lining up right now.
Again, they stack the tight ends before Izzo motions across the formation and Brady takes the timeout.
He couldn't get set initially. You're late with the motion. Brady had to tell you 4 times to get going in motion. Had to burn the timeout. He understands it though. Frustrating, but he's giving it to somebody on the sideline.
These are the numbers from the 2018 season for the Patriots offense. And so they had to reinvent themselves somewhat as the year went along. They became a run-oriented team more so late in the year.
Yeah, and they had to. I mean, we're sitting there, we're calling games, we're getting on buses after, like, okay, what did we just see? What are they? And is it pressure? Is it going to be Edelman-based? And they were able to shift it week to week. Sort of found their toughness late in the year. Now, granted, you had the 2 divisional games at home, which helped.
Now a give to Devlin, fullback straight ahead. Touchdown, Patriots.
Keep that simple. P12 call. Right over right tackle.
James Devlin finished 2018 with 4 of those rushing touchdowns for the Patriots.
Rob, what do you got on Devlin other than he's tough? That's a guy you can depend on. Just give it to him. Jack Mason with the big push there, though.
Again, it was a drive abetted by the personal foul on Eric Reed. The Patriots strike first. Devlin usually leads the way with his blocking. He finishes here with his running. The snap to Bailey from Cardona. The kick by Gostkowski is good. Brady to Devlin, up the gut. Patriots strike first. Here in the preseason, James Devlin with a touchdown against the Carolina Panthers to give the Pats a 7-0 lead after that long march, 15 plays, nearly 8.5 minutes.
I don't care about the run, man. I dig this stuff right here. Facial paint. Anybody that's watched the program, Latimer, when he painted his face up like that, you got to be a little nuts. Now, granted, he went to Brown, so you're kind of trying to fool people. Yeah, I'm smart enough to go to Brown, but I'm tough enough yet to play football. That's not taking a shot at Brown, but this guy's toughness, man. And Bob, you mentioned, you see him with the leg injury early in the preseason, his ability to fight back. You think, oh gosh, this could be the end for him. And no, there's room for that guy on your team.
Another kickoff for a touchback from Gostkowski. Yeah, the story for Devlin early on in his career was, hey, the former defensive lineman from the Ivy League school, the engineering major who journeyed into the minor leagues of football in the United Football League, and he made the Patriots. Broke his leg in a preseason game against Carolina. We learned just how valuable he was when he wasn't around because of that injury. And since he's come back the last several seasons, he's been a Pro Bowler once. He should be a perennial Pro Bowler fullback.
Yeah, he's a good kid, nice kid. But Carolina making a switch here, quarterback. Yeah, they were working on Cam Newton, working on, I think, his left ankle. I think he's only supposed to play about 3 series to begin with, so
this is Kyle Allen out of Houston. He made one of the 2 starts last year for the Panthers by someone other than Newton, and he checks it down underneath with a throw to his back. First opportunity for Jordan Scarlett.
Okay, so you're starting to mix things up front. You got Wise in the game now with Butler and Schultz. And you still got your athletic linebackers. Collins in the mix here with Bentley.
That's the magic about the defense, though. They can change up and be a chameleon and just change every week. So I mean, they're going to take advantage of that.
They're still rolling with the same secondary through 2 quarters here, though. It's both McCourty's out there, with Harmon and Gilmore.
Scarlett takes the handoff, and he has nowhere to go. Again, a lot of caps to the ball, including Jawan Bentley.
Yeah, we like Roberts for his ability against the run. Pick a lane, shoot through it. Because of his stature and his size, he's really good at that. But Bentley seems like the guy right there. You take on a big tackle in the hole, as he did right there, and just stoned him. And it was able to make a move into the backfield. It's a nice play right there by the kid.
Great to see Kyle Van Noy as well, setting the edge. And he stays on with his 3rd down snap forthcoming.
They come out in a lighter personnel here. This is more of a pass rushing, get after it type personnel. So we'll see what they can do here. Dial it up. They're going to do something inside with Jamie and High.
Reggie Bonifant joins Allen. He takes the snap. And off his back foot, throws it short of the first down marker. The catch is made by Curtis Samuel. Touchdown by Stephon Gilmore.
I never get that. Why run a route short of the first down? Just doesn't make sense.
You just worry about the defense, okay?
Come on, so you be calling those plays. Yeah, run a 5-yard out. It's 3rd and 6.
You're right, from the receiver position, absolutely 100%. Now, offensive check down to the backs are linking out. Sometimes they don't realize where they are in the field. That's more on the receiver. You're right on that.
What was that? A back or receiver?
That was a receiver.
Yeah, I was right.
Yeah, but going back to that, it was Bennett, Collins, Winovich, and Van Noy in that sort of amoeba stand-up defense. Something to watch as we move forward here on 3rd downs.
A chance for Olszewski. A hurdle out across the 30.
Here we go. More. I like it.
The Patriots at home in Foxborough. Game 3 of the preseason. On top of Carolina. Earlier tonight, in the pregame warm-ups, Tom Brady and Robert Kraft.
Now, first of all, I like the attire. That's nice. That's a nice summer blazer right there. And you go from owner now all of a sudden, chairman and CEO. I like that title right there. And of course,
speaking of titles,
we'll see that opening night, Sunday Night Football. Patriots open the season at home against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Great AFC matchup, and they had to make some room for banner number 6. Drop it that night.
Now they make some room in the lineup for Jarrett Stidham, who takes over for Tom Brady. Interesting that Stidham gets the call as the number 2, and he throws it to Steven Anderson across the field. The tackle made by the linebacker for Carolina as Tom Brady takes a look at the tackle.
It's good work for Brady. More importantly,
sound decisions, knows where he wants to go with the football, that's obvious. But I'm talking about from an operational standpoint, getting him in the pocket, protecting him, not having people at his feet. That's a big front you're going up against, good linebackers. Productive night for Tom.
Garrett Stidham now joined by a fellow rookie with the delayed handoff to Damian Harris, who carves through the right side and picks up where he left off last week impressively against Tennessee as he carries it close to the first down marker.
Looking at Stidham here too, and I think it's interesting that he's the guy who replaces Brady now. How much more do you really need to find out about Brian Hoyer? Brian Hoyer's had a nice camp. Brian Hoyer knows his role. They need to find out, with a mix of ones and twos here, can Stidham continue to function and progress as he has through the preseason here? That's a good decision he had on first down, checking it down to the tight end, not forcing the ball down.
Stidham has been very good in the preseason in his 2 appearances. A give up the gut, and Harris again on the carry.
I mean, this is one area here over the course of the last 3 years where you could say it's the most frustrating part. 3rd and less than a yard, 4th and inches. They've been stuffed several times. Love to see them get more power up front. And it's easier said than done. You got to lower your pad level and all that. Dante knows that. It's Dante Scarnecchia. Chatted with him in Detroit last year. He's as young as ever.
The Patriots have gone to their number 2s, not only in the backfield, but up front as well, with Myers in motion. 1st and 10. Jakob Johnson is the fullback up in front of Harris, and a check with me at the line of scrimmage for the rookie quarterback out of Auburn. Under pressure. Slips the rush initially. He dives back across the 40, but still a sack for the Panthers and a loss of 4.
See, the good thing here is I think he anticipated that he was going to get that middle pressure, because you can see how accelerated his drop was right here. It's a quick turn. He got the head around because I think he sensed that, I'm going to get some pressure here from the right side. Tries to get as many yards as he could. That's all you can do in that situation. No chance.
Can't blame him. Dontari Poe, 345 pounds. That's the listed weight. Charging through.
That'll wake you up.
Forward Chief and Falcon. This is the 2nd year with Carolina.
Second half against Detroit.
2nd and 14 is the screen to Dorsett.
Good action.
And there's a flag, and Dorsett is clipped down on the open field.
This might be on Dan Skipper. Skipper, the pulling tackle on that slip screen. Good action by Stidham, getting the ball up to Dorsett.
So one of the things about Dorsett,
It's declined. 3rd down.
The call by Carl Cheffers. You've got Damian Harris down here being attended to. Already in this game, we've seen Cam Newton depart for Carolina. Now Harris banged up for the Pats. Where's Pat Patriot headed? Well, Encore Boston Harbor is making it easier for him and you to get to and from their resort. Luxury bus service to Encore Boston Harbor is available from Patriot Place in Foxborough. Service is available Monday through Thursday from 9:30 to 4:30. One-way rides, only $7. To learn more or to make a reservation, please visit EncoreBostonHarbor.com/transportation.
That's a nice place. Okay, we've talked about that, but let's get back to the bus. I'd charge $10 just for that guy's head. Talking about Pat Patriot. The cool thing about the bus has those side things. The doors on the side, you put the head under there. He can't drive the bus. He can't see out of that thing. So you're not going to let him drive it. I wonder what they really charge him. I know, hey, okay, it's the Patriots thing. We're trying to sell this thing, but that's a good deal, though. $7, get the Encore right there in Everett. Go down there, have some fun. Feels like you're in Vegas when you get there.
That's a good throw by Stidham, sliding up and then firing a strike over the middle to Myers for a first down for the Pats, who are now 6 for 6 on 3rd down.
I mean, the pocket, it's the feet. And that's a good catch by Myers. I mean, if you're Stidham, you probably want the throw back because you want to hit him in stride. But again, it's a completion for him. You move the sticks. That's all you want to see in your young quarterback do, move the sticks, get the team in the end zone. It's a good catch by Myers. Not on the same page with Brady.
First drive for Stidham after Brady marks the Pats downfield with the Gaines' first score. And Stidham a bit uncertain, eventually throws it incomplete. Let's flash back to Saturday night in Nashville, Tennessee.
You talk about a rough start. Potential 2 pick sixes, but I thought the kid really settled down. He had extremely poor field position. game-winning drive. You're backed up. It's 99 yards. Picks up the first down running. Had a great throw to Patterson on the back shoulder fade, which eventually was a game-winning touchdown.
Numbers for Stidham in the first 2 games of the preseason. He was the 7th quarterback taken overall. The Patriots drafting him out of Auburn in the 4th round, number 133. Drops back, firing out to the sideline, and again Dorsett comes back on a busy night for him.
2 big things for me already. For only 2 quarters, it looks good on offense. Sony Michel looks a little lighter, a little quicker, running well through contact, and it's a good sign for this guy, Philip Dorsett. Talk about the additions of guys like Josh Gordon. Julian Edelman did not play tonight, or may not play tonight. Game's not over yet. I don't anticipate him playing. But you start to look at roster composition and shakedown. This is it for these guys. Game 3. Next week, you shut it down. It's a lot of 3s and 4s playing.
Another 3rd down attempt for the Pats. And another marker.
Defense may have moved first. Which
False
forced
start.
Skipper to move?
Number 4, offense. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
They get him on a head bob? Not you, Bob. Head bob.
I was looking for the clap. How about the Cardinals and their problems with false starts?
So I thought it was on 98 defense. Boom. And that's why Skipper moved. But it's the inflection of the hands and the head bob. Something Stidham has to learn as he plays. There's your tandem right there. It's a guy that's going to move the sticks for you, make this offense go. Brady Edelman.
Well, I referenced the Arizona Cardinals. Kyler Murray called with several false starts with that hand clap too abrupt. A little hand movement there by Stidham. Sets up a 3rd and 11. And again, he slides up once more to find Myers, rolling short of the 1st down marker. But nonetheless, with a 4th down and short coming up, it's an interesting decision.
You know, on the bottom side, here's Skipper. Good stone with the hands right there. Again, Stidham, something that you've seen. It started in Detroit. His ability to sit in the pocket and take the hit after the throw as you look down the teeth of that defense. That's something that was a concern coming out of Auburn because he was so shell-shocked.
The Patriots line up with Brissett behind Johnson on 4th and 1, and Brissett is hit at the line, but with a second effort.
I don't think so.
Trying to reach the 33. Panthers.
Near side, he looks short. If this guy's going to get the spot.
They believe they stopped him short. Carl Cheffers is going to summon a measurement in the chain gang.
I just mentioned this last drive.
You did.
That short yardage stuff, it drives you crazy. Tighten down the splits, get the fullback in, hand it inside. I mean, it's like trying to run into a brick wall. I'd rather go empty and toss that thing outside. Not empty, but single back, spread your splits. Give a toss sweep, let James White run it. Yeah, you got stuff.
Well, it's a 1st down, but the Panthers take over.
Yeah, that stinks after that type of throw on 3rd down. Yeah, here's Belichick, you know, giving it the Stidham. Good coaching moment right here. You know, that inflection. Bills, that's, you know, jerking the hands right there.
So rookie's education continues for the Patriots, and meanwhile the 2nd-year quarterback of the Panthers, Kyle Allen, trying to beat out Tyler Heineke and Will Grier for the 2nd spot behind Cam Newton on for his 2nd series. He's going to throw a long ball deep down the left side, and that pass is overthrown, well covered. DJ Moore blanketed by Jason McCourty.
Good coverage. It's Bennett and Simon to one side. Rob, what do you look at when you see Bennett? They line Bennett and Simon up to one side. And again, the rookie, Winovich, getting the reps here as you take a look at McCourty in coverage.
Well, you know, Simon is more of a bull rush, straight ahead type guy. So, you know, you see him out on the field. He's going to try and condense the pocket and crush the pocket. And he does a great job of that. I've seen it last year and this year in the preseason. He's done a good job of crushing the pocket. He's not necessarily going to be that just edge guy, but he does a good job on that left side, especially of making it uncomfortable for the quarterback.
Guys are going to get a challenge here. Ron Rivera has thrown the flag.
It's a pass interference on the play.
I mean, I don't blame these coaches. They need to figure out, you know, we chatted about this with Bill Belichick too, you know, the whole process and trying to understand, you know, when and when aren't you going to throw it?
Like, take a high look at this one. So you see McCourty. Look back. It's the arm bar. I understand why he's challenging here. It's the left arm that's covered in white. He's got the white wrap on it. He sticks that left arm out, but is the ball catchable if he doesn't do that? That's what you have to ask here.
Is that clear and obvious?
Well, the thing is, he's got great position. It looks like great coverage, and he's turning and looking for the football. So at some point, you have to allow the defender to also play the ball. It's not just the right of the offensive receiver, where he can just go anywhere he wants and play through the defender. That's great positioning. Darrelle Revis, right, Rob? Got away with this his entire career.
Yeah, I mean, if you're playing the ball and you turn up into the ball, you can turn into the receiver and you can actually box him out as long as you're playing the ball. You're looking for the ball, that's no call. So it's a silly flag, I think, to throw. On that one, you know, it has to be more.
So, okay, I mean, we slowed it down, and you could totally see it when you slow it down.
Hands. Carolina is charged with their first timeout.
Yeah.
It's got to be like the Saints play, you know.
Well, you called it right there. Right. It's got to be
so obvious.
So egregious. Right. And that seems to be the way these guys are going to call it. So we're through 3 games almost now, and it's pretty consistent for the referees, which is a credit to them.
Yeah, the only challenge, to my recollection, that has gone well for the coach who challenged it was Adam Gase in week 1. Now back shoulder throw off the mark, trying to come back to Curtis Samuel. We have reached the 2-minute warning in this opening half. Stephon Gilmore and company pitching a shutout of Carolina. Coming up on the Geico halftime report, as you see Isaiah Wynn baptized in the Jordan River. The Patriots visiting Israel. And Zoe, you were part of that group. Isaiah Wynn talked about it last week so articulately and so emotionally. We had a chance to meet with him.
I mean, regardless of your faith, extremely moving trip. It solidifies anything that you were raised or you believe in. This amazing trip to the Holy Land with obviously Mr. Kraft.
Look here.
Took a good group of former players and current players on that trip. Great mix of players.
Out of the 2-minute warning, a 3rd and 10 coming up for Kyle Allen, and Patriots get to the quarterback yet again. It's a sack for Michael Bennett.
Welcome. I mean, sky's the limit for this defense. Hightower standing in the A-gap, and it's just a straight push. He just completely beats the center. Bull rush with Pop Warner shoulder pads. Rob, could you ever function with those pads?
I mean, I was taking fullbacks on, so if I'd have lost a shoulder out there. You got to play, you know, like I was playing linebacker, inside, outside, out to DN. He's like, I don't know how he doesn't lost his shoulder.
Okay, now that's different for him. You remember him in Seattle, Legion of Boom. He was an edge guy. He talked about, you know, going to play for a team like Philly and some of the games that you can run there. He's being asked to do different things here.
I mean, they're gonna condense the pocket here. You're not gonna see guys flying up the field past the quarterback. That's the last place they're gonna be. So this in the defense here with the Patriots, it's and okay.
Another punt for Michael Pilardi, with Gunnar Olszewski and the Patriots in a 7-0 lead with this 3rd preseason game. A minute and a half away from the break. Now they've reset the clock, in fact, to 1:45. Michael Bennett.
I don't know why they let kickers use these type of face masks. You're just asking to get punched in the face, you know, with the lowered bars. It drives me nuts.
And the veteran Pilardi to the rookie free agent Olszewski.
Well, kid.
Found a seam, and he runs it across the 35.
Okay.
He's added a spark on the return for the pass tonight, and there is a penalty on that run back, and you've got a Patriot as well on the turf, Brandon King.
Brandon King with a left leg, not good.
Man, I hate to see that.
Yeah, and he went down quick. Hey, but let's get back to Olszewski here. Didn't like the first attempt on the punt. Fair catch. You're playing at home for the first time. So sort of unsure things, but after that, very decisive. Caught the football, made a decision, and I thought he's had 3 really good turns since that, and he showed you something.
13, 21, 16, 3 returns for 50 yards.
Return team, 10-yard penalty, First down.
Although that one is coming back nonetheless, so it's interesting too. He's gotten all the chances here in the first half with Braxton Berrios, another young player trying to make this team as a wide receiver / returner.
You know, and you look at what is the production going to be in a return game, because, okay, we know what Edelman's age is, and that's not to take anything away from Edelman. I'd love money's on the line. I want 11 back there, filled in the punt. Same thing Danny Amendola did when he was here. This is not good. They're bringing out the card here for Brandon King. But, I mean, the return game. Do you want Edelman potentially out there a lot to where, okay, he's going to be more exposed. Let's bring a young kid in where he could give you a little something in return game. You see Coach Belichick come out here and take a look at King.
You know, Brandon King, one of the players who really embodies the Patriot approach to special teams. Out of college from Auburn, really never had a truly defined role for the Tigers. He made this team initially off the practice squad and made himself a very valuable core special teamer, so much so that he got a new contract this past year.
This is tough to see, I mean, as far as the progression during the kick, because I saw him go down when the ball was getting toward Olszewski, and I don't know if that's a non-contact, and those are usually the worst kind.
These guys talk about being a brotherhood and a family. And
they've all been through
Brandon
this
King
at one time or another. Right?
Just had
it's tough.
The Patriots defense, good number of special teams players, offensive players out there. Football brothers as he departs with a wave to the crowd. He's a guy that spends a lot of time in the community here too. And you hope for the best as he departs up the ramp.
Frustrating. You know, that's a guy you count on. It's part of your core special teams. I mean, you set what, especially here, 4 or 5 spots. Guys like Debner, Slater, you've talked about it.
Here's a give to Brandon Bolden. He's another core special teamer. He runs hard with the football in his hands, driving the legs out across the 25 to the 30. That's a first down rush for Brandon Bolden. Let's welcome in Paul Prillo for the first time in the Bob's Discount Furniture Studios. Paul?
You know, Zoe, I wanted to get your thoughts on Jarrett Stidham here, and specifically one thing. In college, we all know about all those spread offenses. He's always in the shotgun. We've seen him a lot under center, and I want to know from Zoe just how difficult a transition that is.
Yeah, and it really is. I mean, and you saw Belichick sort of frustrated with the hand gesture, and Bob mentioned Kyler Murray getting called for that, and sometimes these guys that get in those systems, whether it was Baylor where he had a lot of experience, and he got, you know, some of that dose to him in Auburn. Sometimes you get used to throwing off your back foot. You catch, it's one-step retreat. You turn, you duck, you throw, because you always have a free defender, you know, going to hit you. And I think that's the toughest part for him, is the function off. Okay, you saw the play fake. All of a sudden, I get my head around quicker than maybe Tom Brady would. Don't give that sort of away to the defense in the secondary.
He got away with a low throw, and he makes a perfect throw there to Myers, who plucks it at midfield. And the Patriots with a first down and the clock on the move.
And I think another thing with Stidham here, Paul, is his ability to come back after bad plays. Last week, potential pick sixes moved the team. Had a poor throw there to Myers prior. Came right back to him right there. Great throw.
And another chance to engineer the last-minute offense. He's going to throw it for Dorsett. Comes back to his aid, and Philip Dorsett makes the rolling grab at the Carolina 31 with a flag.
It's going to be a hit to the face of the quarterback. Hands to the face.
Holding, number 64, offense.
Man, that's surprising, because he took a lick on the head.
Down.
It's going to be tough for a rookie to get a call like that. But, you know, preseason, what do? Look within the play. See the presence in the pocket. And there's Myers taking that route flatter, where you're running a thick cut with Brady. You sort of drift upfield a little bit more, but then you got a guy like Bradbury on you. Here's your question, and maybe bring Paul back in here. You see him making these throws now, and this is where he tends to get his momentum going, third, fourth quarter, where he really comes on strong. If you're throwing against ones, can he still make those type of throws?
Going to fire another one for Myers. That ball's deflected and nearly intercepted.
Yeah, Zoe, I think that's really interesting that Belichick gave him the shot tonight before Brian Hoyer as well. And I know you made the comment, you know, at this point, I think we know what Brian Hoyer is. I think Belichick is pretty comfortable with that. But I'm wondering if he's trying to see exactly what you're talking about. What kind of throws can this kid make with a bunch of starters out there as well? And then, you know, you get down the road a couple of weeks from now when Rodgers is set. Do you only keep 2 quarterbacks? And I think the door is open for that. I really didn't think it was a possibility, but the way he's played the last couple of weeks, I think it's a possibility now.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I think 2 weeks ago, I was very confident they're going to keep 3, and they've done that before. I mean, they did as recently as keeping Tom, Jimmy, and Jacoby.
Right.
And I think Stidham has played his way into the backup discussion.
After the give to Bolden, timeout on the field.
That's not to take anything away from Hoyer, but, and Rob, you've mentioned this too, when you're a veteran in this league and you've been around it for 10 years or more, you better make plays in the preseason, as Hoyer has in this preseason.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to be a starter, you're going to be going against starting caliber people. So if you're going against backups, you have to win every time. You know, if you're a DN rushing against a third-string tackle, it needs to be a turnstile.
That's a cool-looking helmet he has.
Veteran Brian Hoyer.
Do you know what this Antonio Brown scenario of him complaining about the helmet, not being able to wear his old helmet, like obviously Breeze, Brady, and Rodgers, you know the story, that there are almost 35, 36 approved helmets, different styles you can wear. I didn't know that. I thought there was like 4. 30 plus
It's kind of a circus. It's a joke.
It's like Baskin-Robbins.
Like, how do you,
Don't you want, like, protection? I mean, that's only the most important organ, right?
Maybe that's like you walking into Arby's with your 3 boys. What sandwich you going to order? It's just like the sandwich board. Just go with the original, right?
Ron Rivera spends another timeout.
I don't even like Arby's. I don't know why I said that. They're not sponsored, right?
Terry Godwin.
It doesn't matter.
They need to be, maybe.
Yeah, hey.
It's good stuff.
It sets them up.
Again, the education for the rookie Stidham on this night. He handled the 2-minute situation beautifully against the Lions, setting up a field goal try before halftime in the first preseason game. In this case, the drive stalls out, and Bailey comes back on, his rookie classmate. There's the ball down, end over end, Godwin. Trying to make a positive impression after he muffed the first chance for him, and another penalty as he runs it to the 25.
Got to be blocking the back or hold.
And Brady and company are already headed to the locker room at halftime of this preseason encounter. Michael Bennett with a sack in his first appearance in Foxborough as a Patriot. Tom Brady likes that.
During the return, illegal block in the back, number 42 of the return team. Time expired on the play. The foul is therefore disregarded. That's the end of the first half.
So the Patriots with Brady starting at quarterback. Back in Foxborough for the first time since last year's playoff divisional round. Here in the preseason with a 7-0 lead over Carolina. Back here at Gillette Stadium, third preseason game. Patriots with a 7-0 lead out of the half against Carolina. Tom Brady presumably done for the night. He led the Pats on the game's lone scoring drive. We saw Jarrett Stidham take over, and Brian Hoyer continues to wait in the wings.
You see this guy right here, too. Well, clear to tell straight. This guy right here, Edelman. Wherever Brady is on TV, he knows he's going to get on TV, too, if he sits next to Brady.
Well, Tom was getting a lot of quality time with Demaryius Thomas last week in Nashville.
Edelman doesn't like that.
You said it.
Have less catches for him. I'm kidding. Now you look at this receiving crew and this receiving core from a couple weeks ago, you think, wow, they have nobody. A lot of rookies in there trying to make spots. And Dorsett really the only veteran out there because Edelman was limited. All of a sudden, these guys get activated, get them off pup, dress them out tonight. Additionally, Josh Gordon. Probably won't see him until week 1 Pittsburgh. Who knows how that's going? They got to see how it's going.
All right, after the touchback, let's go down to the sideline a few moments ago when Steve Burton caught up to Bill Belichick.
Well, joining me now is Patriot head coach Bill Belichick, and I want to talk about the pass rush. Your defense is pitching a shutout so far. That pass rush is pretty impressive, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we're playing pretty good team defense, so we got them in a couple long yardage situations, and it's always a good place to be.
How good has your running game been in the first half? I mean, you guys been able to open up some holes. Sonny Michel looks pretty good as well. You impressed with that?
Yeah, we've had our moments. We just had so many penalties that we haven't been able to sustain anything, so we got to eliminate the penalties in order to move the ball offensively.
All right, Coach, good luck in the second half.
All right, thanks, Steve. Appreciate it. Thank you.
You got it. Coach Belichick, our guest. Let's go back up to the broadcast booth, guys.
All right, thanks so much, Steve. And Jared Stidham connects with his rookie classmate, Jacoby Myers, once again.
Yeah, great throw right there. Speed out to the right side, front side. You come out, you get back in rhythm. Yeah. That's what you want to see in young quarterbacks, too. Okay, you go and you sit down for 15 minutes. How do you come out? How do you respond? Can you get back right into where you left off? And I think that's a good throw.
So right now he's protected by Cole Crossan. He's been with the Pats the last couple of years on and off the active roster at left tackle. Skipper continues to play at right tackle. And Stidham, another quick throw, once again to Myers. It's a first down for New England.
Now it's that rapport. Hey, you're used to throwing to that guy. And Myers has had a ton of reps in camp. I'm sitting with Brady at practice, just can't get on the same page with him here tonight.
What about the absence thus far of another receiver who caught a lot of attention in the OTAs and early in training camp, Maurice Harris?
You know, you go back, you look at some of the opportunities that he had in Detroit. People are excited because he caught the touchdown. And, you know, you would have liked to see him make one or two more plays that were there.
And there is a look at the position battle, the wide receivers. A crowded group for the Pats and Edelman, known commodity.
Here's the thing. You're going to keep that or you're going to keep that. And what does this guy factor in as? We always like to say, hey, Matthew Slater's a receiver. We know he's your core special teamer, but I think if he's playing receiver, you're in trouble. A guy like Damon Patterson made a play last week. Like, you're going to give him more opportunities here tonight? We'll see in the third and fourth quarter.
Stidham again with a strike to Myers. And they'll pick up 7 yards on that completion, close to another first down for the Pats.
Now it comes down as a completion. This is a good catch by Myers. Why? Because the ball's high into the inside. You see him come back and pluck the football right there. Stidham probably like to have that throw back.
So when you talk about the wide receiver group for the Pats too, so you got to balance it out because they may carry an extra running back this year compared to last year with the drafting of Harris. There's a hole for Brissett and a first down for the Pats.
All right. Take a look at this. Josh Gordon. You know, you say, well, when will we get in the building? There he is, first day available after that. Now, in my career, I only threw to one guy that looked like that. His name was Ben Coates. He played tight end. 6'4", 245, pure muscle now. Oh, Josh is good to go. He helped you win a lot of football games last year.
Reinstated conditionally. He'll be eligible to play in the season opener in 2 weeks. It really is day to day for Josh Gordon. For everybody as anybody else. Here's Stidham under some pressure. He's going to run to the near side. And Stidham angling to the sideline. He's wrestled down, pursued by Andre Smith.
Good positive yards. And a big thing with young quarterbacks too, the focus and the vision. Boom, eyes upfield looking for the safety. You felt the pressure off the backside. Now all of a sudden your internal clock starting to tick, knowing, okay, I got to escape. I'm looking for a route. Found one there on the left side.
Opening drive of the second half. Stidham closed out the first half in relief of Brady and a 7-0 lead for the Pats. He works with Brissett to take the toss. And the rookie free agent out of LSU hammered down after a pickup of one. And so we watched Jimmy Garoppolo. We saw Jacoby Brissett come in as rookies, go through their growing pains.
Yep.
A lot of people want to make comparisons, but in Stidham's case, different quarterback coming out of Auburn. What have you seen in his development this season? Because both of those guys certainly made strides as rookies for the Pats.
And I thought, Jacoby really labored in practice, early in his career. Jimmy, I think, was one of the worst practice quarterbacks you've had here, but sort of that gamer, you see, this is Devlin, right? Or no?
That stuff running by Brissett.
Right, Brissett. Saw the 4 there on the side, but I just think that, as you look at him running here, take a look at Brissett right up the middle. Certain guys are gamers, certain guys are practice guys. Stidham, extremely accurate, regardless of whether the ball's on time or whether it's late. There were issues, I think, on timing early in camp. But, I mean, he's proved in 3 good games now that he can function within this offense and operate. And here's your question as a staff. Is he coachable? Does he make the same mistakes over and over again? I don't see the same mistakes.
Another hole up the middle. Hard running by Brissett, who nets 8.
See, but also the way he plays, or somebody else like Olszewski with 3 good returns. Now you start to look at that 51st, 52nd. We'll talk more about this next week when we do positional groupings as potential guys making this team. But Now, all of a sudden, if you're going to keep all the backs, does this affect how many quarterbacks you keep in Stidham's development? Can he be your backup? Can you be confident there? Then you're only going to carry 2.
The workload continues for Gunnar Olszewski. And the Patriots in a 2nd down and 2 on the 10th play of the drive. Speaking of working hard, again with the carry, Brosette spins his way to the 20-yard line. Well, that's the thing, too. You've got to balance the roster. You can only keep 53, and we know from precedent that even when that first 53-man roster comes out, there are going to be more changes. Bill Belichick is going to look to see who's available around the league. And there will be more movement between the preseason finale with the Giants and the regular season opener with the Steelers.
Yeah, you're getting a lot of push from a lot of guys up front, too. So how many defensive ends as opposed to linebackers you're going to keep corners? You love playing nickel.
Stidham trying to escape. And the ball comes loose, and the Panthers take over. Woodrow Hamilton, a former Patriot, covering the fumbles. Stidham was hit from behind.
See, that's a tough one. Decisions made to run with the football. That's where you got to protect it. This is where the coaching staff will get upset. You're down inside the 25. That's a turnover where you had points.
Didn't turn it over in the first 2 games of his preseason career, but tracked down from behind. He gives it up here. Rookie quarterback Jarrett Stidham learning from, well, the best who's ever done it after his turnover here against the Panthers.
Yeah, I mean, that's on Stidham. That's the stuff you're going to look at. Okay, can you coach that up? To my point earlier here in this drive. Yeah, I think next time he does that, that left hand will be on the front of the football and tucked under that arm.
Kyle Allen returns a quarterback for the Panthers. Their offense has done very little in this game. Cam Newton was under pressure from the get-go. He left with an apparent foot injury.
Yeah, that was reported by Ian Rappaport. Out with foot injury.
Starting to see more of a mix of second, third teamers, proverbial second, third teamers for the Patriots, including the rookie Jawan Williams, who played well last week versus Tennessee. He's lined up as a cornerback for the Pats, number 33, near the bottom of your screen. Penetration in the backfield, nonetheless a carry up the middle, and Jordan Scarlett pick up 4. And Calvin Munson breaking through from linebacker for the Pats. Couldn't bring the ball carrier down though.
Yeah, that's the thing with Williams too, the size. Slides inside as a linebacker right there in that tight formation. Reminds you a little bit of Brandon Browner when Browner was here with Revis. That's how they drafted the body. And then, you know, Bill draft guys according to the type of players and receivers you're going to have in the schedule this year. That's the way he assembles his team.
Pats defense tried to come up with a stop on a 3rd and 1 after the turnover. Panthers yet to convert on 3rd down. They give out of the gun. And the second effort with the Cherney seemingly nets the first down out across the 29. 8 years as a linebacker for the Pats. First round pick out of Tennessee in his first year as an assistant coach. Gerard Mayo signaling in the defense.
Seems like he's calling the plays, correct, Rob? I mean, you would know that. One guy sends personnel, the other guy sends the play in.
Yeah, it looks like he's bringing the plays in, and you know, personnel, all that stuff. He's in control. He's got that nice shirt too, like that white and the blue. It looks good.
Why did Matty P always wear the red one? Or is just that's the size of
slimming look, maybe? I don't.
No, red is not slimming. You ever see Andy Reid? You ever see a walrus with a red shirt on?
Like the Kool-Aid guy, like the big pitcher, he breaks through the brick wall.
Yeah. Trust me, red is not slimming.
Kool-Aid.
Black. You're gonna go slimming, you go black.
So that's the method to your taste of late.
Yeah, what do you think I wear black shirts on TV all the time?
I thought you were a fan of Johnny Cash or something.
Hell no.
It's a 2nd down and 2 for the Panthers. And Scarlett, speaking of the color red, slams it into the line. Another penalty.
It's funny you mentioned Johnny Cash. Do you know that I thought Social Distortion came up with Ring of Fire?
You did.
I swear to God. I'm big social D guy. Yeah, that's all I used to listen to in Maryland.
Personal foul.
Oh, this song's awesome.
Face mask, number 44. Defense, 15 yards will be added to the end of the play. Automatic first down.
That's the second-year linebacker, Christian Sam. You got to think that he's competing for one of the final spots on the roster, trying to make an impact on special teams and show his ability to play
Here's
defense.
off the edge. Yes.
Interesting to see Wise out there right now.
What do you make of Wise being out there now?
Maybe just reps because he's been dealing with an injury, and maybe just get him out there, get him in the feel of things because you can't go live in practice.
Yeah, that's the thing too. I mean, you saw a lot of Butler, Shelton, the mix of Bennett in there with those guys. Simon. I mean, that's the thing. You have so many guys. Winovich get a lot of good reps in the first, second quarter.
There's a flag on the throw as Allen was hit on the release, able to complete it to Jaden Mickens. And as Carl Jeffers again sorts out the penalty, let's go to Paul Prillo. Paul?
Holding.
Yeah, it's interesting you guys are starting to talk about that defensive front, and we've seen a lot of pressure all summer long from these guys and all the different variations they have with the linebackers. And I'm wondering if some of these defensive linemen, like Dietrich Wise or Mike Pennell, maybe one or two of these guys that we sort of thought was pretty close to being a lock might not be. Now, I think Wise is probably safe, but this is 2 weeks in a row now we've seen Pennell in the second half playing much later than most of the frontline guys. So I think there might be a defensive lineman or two that doesn't make the cut that maybe we thought was going to.
That's a good point on Pennell.
Yeah, absolutely. Acquired as a free agent later the New York Jets.
See Perillo rocking the blue shirt instead of the red, so see, he knows what I'm talking about, the red. Remember he had that red one on? Was that last week or the week before?
I was told it wasn't slimming, so.
No, who told you that? I didn't say that.
Carolina.
It goes without saying, right? I mean, all you got to do is see it. I'm not saying you weren't slimming.
Truth be told, I left at home today by accident. My wife is laughing right now as we speak. Sorry, Beth.
Speaking of slim.
And upon return to Gillette Stadium, tonight's position battle brought to you by Verizon. The network more people rely on gives you more, like thousands of tickets to NFL games with the Verizon Up Rewards program. To the back end of the defense, and in particular the cornerback spot.
Gilmore lock, Jones lock, McCourty lock, J.C. Jackson lock, Joanne Williams lock. Keon Crossan, I mean, made some plays last year. It's a guy that plays teams, to Rob's point on that. What is Duke Dawson? Second round pick.
Offense.
Played some slot, played some outside corner. Though he's got some reps at safety. The more versatile you can be, better chance it is to make the team. So there's a lot of guys making a football team on that list. Guys, you disagree or can add anything to that?
That's Jason, by the way, to your right, Devin. Twin brother, of course, the longtime Patriot. And good to see Kyle Van Noy not only on the sideline, but on the sideline after he returned to the game after a scare early on. Gives to Scarlett, started right, cuts it upfield across the 45, and spun forward by Joanne Williams. But believe it or not, there is another flag on the play.
Holding. Number 76. Offense. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Backing them up.
I know it's good. You want a lot of teaching moments.
Yeah, you can sit here and you can complain about the amount of flags, but I mean, if it's a penalty, you got to call it. Yeah, guys reaching, grabbing guys. Can't do that. Let's get some 3s and 4s here too as they mix some guys in. Yeah, guys like Keekly and Jamie Collins and Hightower running by you. Just, yeah.
So what's your 1st and 35 call?
The 1st and 35? I go with one of those bubble screens down the line of scrimmage. Yeah, just a drive starter, rhythm.
Give it out of the gun.
Not that.
Munson finishes off Jordan Scarlett. Keontae Davis on the stop.
Throw a shot, just a bomb.
Hey, hope for contact and then throw the red flag.
Do the Flacco, just throw it up.
It's funny you mention it, Rob. Say it's the end of a half. Let's fast forward to December when Kansas City's in here. All of a sudden, you're backed up with what? 25, 23 seconds left on the clock here in your own 40. You got a guy like Mahomes and the receivers they have. That is part of the repertoire now. First, chuck it down there, hope for contact, and let's see if this sucker goes to review.
Throw it deep and then throw the challenge flag. If you don't get the call, throw over the middle here with the grab by Terry Godwin.
That's my
concern. In the open field by Williams.
That's my concern with that rule moving forward. Cheap play like that to where, okay, we slow it down. Oh, there is contact. And that's why I liked the way we showed the Jason McCourty play slowed down from 2 different angles. Then you showed it in real time. Real time looks, okay, that looks incidental. That looks like good positioning. You slow it down, it looks like, okay, he's got an arm bar there.
And even a Hail Mary, maybe they're going to let some stuff go when everybody's crowded around in the end zone, but what about when a receiver gets knocked down trying to get to the end zone, as happened in the Super Bowl a couple of years ago to current Panther, former Patriot, Chris Hogan. Allen's going to load up on 3rd and 26. He's throwing the deep ball down the left side, incomplete for Jaden Mickens.
Or even think about Green Bay, Hail Mary, Rodgers. Yeah. There was a push-off there,
Sure.
Do they call it? The obvious push-off. We'll see.
Good coverage there by J.C. Jackson. Clean all the way. Stride for stride with Mickens.
There's the same left hand. Now, is that the way they coach that up, right? You get position, you have the ability. Rob, do they coach that way? You're in trail technique, you're in man.
Yeah, you're right there. That's the positioning you want to be in to turn and look for the ball.
Olszewski. Out of a tackle. Gunnar Olszewski. With the punter to beat the sideline. And he shoulders him down as Pilardi pays a price making the stop.
Nice play, kid.
Give the punter a little contact.
Man seizing the opportunity. The Patriots holding on to a 7-0 lead.
All right, let's take a look at Gunnar Olszewski here. Hey, 4 good returns. After the fair catch on his initial try, this is what you got to do. Make the first guy miss, get to the side. I like this right here. Run over the kicker. You don't want to wear pads, we'll run you over. Drop the shoulder, and your job now for this kid is to make it tough on the coaches when they look at the film and say, okay, we might have a spot for this kid. And how much pressure does that take off Edelman?
Well, do you want to go into the
That's
season
a big part of it.
with Julian Edelman as your only punt returner? You can have Patrick Chung back there to
Chung's
catch
done it,
punts.
but Chung's more of a fair catch, safe type guy to put back there. He's not a returner.
Stidham will hold on as he is run down from behind and brought to the turf on another Carolina sack. So he's quite a story. It's been well documented locally. Olszewski did not play offense in college defensive back, and he was actually a better baseball player by many accounts early in his collegiate career, baseball prospect before he broke his hand. So then as a football player, he gets a workout at the University of Minnesota Pro Day. The Patriots like what they see, but they signed him after Jared Valdir retires, creating an open roster spot. He's caught the ball well in training camp. He's returned it well tonight. There's another great throw by Stidham to Myers.
Smooth.
It's a nice ball.
That's a silky, sweet throw right there, man.
Silk.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's take a look at Jacoby Myers. Where's he at? He's top of your screen. It's just going to be a little speed out to the top. Oh, the tight end was set.
Ooh. You know what my defensive call would be? 1-double-16. Just
there you go. Boxing, almost like a boxing one, right?
One guy inside, one guy outside.
It's a good timing throw by Stidham. See, so that's the thing. Like after the fumble, how's he respond? Take the team driving.
Steps up, second hit, throws it down the seam, but there's going to be a penalty. Now the incomplete throw behind Izzo.
That's a good throw in a spot where the defender can't get it, and Izzo's got to slow it down and get that back shoulder.
Pass interference. Number 49. Defense. Automatic. First down.
What he does is he allows his player the only opportunity to catch the football here. The defender can't get near it. Good job sliding up in the pocket right here. You see that little space, and then boom, ball's out.
Tell he's taking notes.
That's a bad call
from Brady on the slide. Moving forward.
That's a bad call. If that's our defense, I'd be losing it on the radio side of it.
Well, I was watching Ron Rivera wondering if he might challenge that call with a snap to Stidham. He's under pressure and he's going to go down. Blitzing Antoine Williams, who got called for that penalty, gets to the quarterback.
Free shot.
And then you got James Ferentz, a Patriot, into it with a Panther.
Cox Jr. out there.
Right here, guys. Take a look at this guy right here. Right up the middle.
Now, how much of that is on a young quarterback in terms of setting
No
projections?
chance, yeah.
No chance. But I mean, before the play.
That's a miss up front. You're only bringing 4 or 5.
There's a give throw set. The dive in the final minute and change of this third quarter. Pats confront a 3rd and 17.
Yeah, Brady did a nice job after Stidham got knocked down. That ball came free. Came over, slapped the kid on the helmet, got down, talked him, bent over. Get back up and flying. Daniels done a nice job bringing his quarterbacks along. He had Mick Lombardi.
Yeah, Mick Lombardi first around the staff after Jerry Shaplinski went to Miami. Lombardi is everywhere Stidham goes when he's not throwing passes in practice. And he's going to be sacked again here.
That's his clock there. He's got to know to get rid of the ball here. So, I mean, you take that first sack. The first sack right there, nothing you can do about it. That guy right in your face as soon as that snap happened. Right there, he had a chance to set, look at it. Just try and get out of bounds, try and get rid of it. Now you take yourself out of field goal range almost.
I want to see nice, smooth operation here. New holder.
Bingo.
See how this goes.
Jake Bailey holding.
You're going to have a 43-yard attempt as Joe Cardona snaps it to Bailey, and Gostowski's kick is going to sail wide to the left. Didn't look good off the foot, and that's a 3rd miss in as many games in this preseason.
Boy, they got to get this operation down and going. Snaps down. Oh man, terrible hold by Bailey. Gave him the strings. That's not on Steve.
That's going to be an issue now.
Oh man, can't do that. Yep, and that's good job, Joe Judge, going over to him, and got to get those strings out, man. And that's why I think, the timing of it. Get Cardona, get Bailey, get Gostowski together, and you've got to. That thing's got to be automatic. I remember when Matt Barr and Diassi and I had that operation. You get to 7 3/4 and almost to the point where you put your hand out. Diassi knew how to turn the ball to the point that if I was at the exact distance, I would get the strings on my hands where I would never have to turn that football. And they got to get to that.
Problem is swinging. Like if you're a kicker, you just can't swing away all the time.
Patriots preseason football is brought to you by Pepsi. Always be celebrating with Pepsi, the official soft drink of the New England Patriots. CarMax, official partner of the Patriots. And by Invisalign, transforming smiles, changing lives.
This play challenged by Ron Rivera, a non-call on the incompletion.
No, we need the original look that we had where we saw the left hand grab the belt area. I don't know what to tell you. Good luck with this role if this is going to be the case moving forward. I mean, you understand it? I don't.
Well, even with that particular look, Jackson also had his right hand on the right
So he hit him
shoulder.
twice then. He had him hit two instances of contact.
Ron Rivera with a no call, looking for pass interference, using his second challenge of the night, and both of them denied. Now a 41-yard attempt for a guy trying to make the Panthers as a free agent, Joey Sly, and he delivers. Graham Cano has been the mainstay for the Panthers, but it's Sly who gets the Carolina squad on the board. Time for trivia, brought to you by Bank of America, official bank of the New England Patriots. Sonny Michel was the second Patriots rookie to score a rushing touchdown in the playoffs. Who was the first?
Rookie, right?
Rookie, yes.
What do you got, Nick? Anything? Nick doesn't know. That's Nick.
Hey,
I use bank.
Talking about me.
Defensive question.
You see the shirt
He's
I
got
got
the
on
answer.
right now? I know it all with this outfit I got on today.
Curtis Martin.
I think Curtis Martin would be a logical guess.
It's probably maybe no.
Trying to think back to
Vereen Ridley combination.
some of the other backs come into New England and get to the postseason in their first year. Maybe a guy that you played with, Zoe?
I can't think back that far.
Robert Edwards.
So I handed him the ball, huh? CT.
Well, who's the starting quarterback?
This guy right here. Yeah. That thing, hey, don't you laugh.
Hey, I'm sorry. I had to do it.
That thing was 12-7, third quarter. We're trailing. And I hit 11 Purnell right in the breadbasket, a little F under. And he dropped it. We'd have walked in there.
Nice adjustment by Olszewski on the throw from Stidham.
All right, guys on one leg playing,
He just took a big shot, like massive.
Deck was stacked against me.
Do you remember the numbers?
Yeah, it was 21 of 44, $190. What's this? One fumble lost. Did I lose a fumble that day? Put this up.
Who got the Pats to the playoffs that year?
This guy.
That's
right. Why don't you put the San Francisco game up?
Come on.
I changed like 4 plays in that game. Sean Jefferson. I didn't do it. Sean Jefferson did.
How did your coach take that?
Oh, man.
Although Olszewski, after that catch and what has been an exciting net for him on the return, fielding several punts with a long of 28. Shake it up, and now with Stidham, toss it back to Brosette. Carries a bit loosely, and now he gets loose to the outside, trying to turn the corner as he is tracked down on a pickup of 6.
Something to watch here. Gunnar Olszewski going to the tent, so they're checking him out. He took a pretty good shot up top.
You got sandwiched really good.
Yeah. It's the new thing in the league too, man. If they think you got dinged a little, they're going to go in there and check you out, make sure you got your wits about you. It's the right thing to do.
Now Stidham joined by his Auburn teammate Ryan Davis, a receiver. He hands it to the back out of LSU as Brosette drives straight ahead. And the Pats are going to look at a 3rd down and 2. So you mentioned when we were looking at the calendar, the practice squad. You've got some guys on this team that the Patriot staff is considering for that squad right now, guys they want to work with and develop. Does that affect playing time the rest of the way this preseason for some of those guys, so you don't expose them to other organizations around the league?
Yeah, I mean, I think it does a little bit, but a guy we talked about here early in preseason was Danny Etling, who switched positions. And then the little deeper that you dig, you find out that talking to guys like Hoyer, saying this guy was one of our best practice squad receivers last year, helping a defense get ready for a Super Bowl run. That's stuff you really don't know, and that's the tough part is once you stash some of these guys, how multiple can they be? So what's the use of stashing a big heavy guy? He's only going to play nose tackle. Where you might look at a linebacker and says, okay, can you throw a jersey on and play some tight end and some scouting?
Damon Patterson, a slant from Jarrett Stidham, and a 1st down for New England at the 25.
I'll tell you what, that throw was right out of his hand, crisp, clean, and right in the numbers.
Okay, where's he at? Patterson. He's the guy that caught the game winner last week. So it's a clear out on the inside. Just an underneath throw. This is something that's a bread and butter play for this Patriots offense. One guy clears, the other guy, it's almost like a natural rub pick route. Good throw by Stidham again.
Again, we're getting a look at Jarrett Stidham for much of this night in relief of Tom Brady. Still yet to be seen on the field, Brian Hoyer. Stidham on the 1st and 10 drop back, firing between a pair of defenders. And again, a strike delivered. This time it lands Kendricks.
He threaded that one to Kendricks too.
And took a shot, sandwiched between a pair.
Kendricks got to get up and keep playing. It's tough making clubs in the tub. He's got nicked in practice a little bit. Take a look behind Stidham. See what he's seeing. So again, outside defender, inside defender. Good, accurate throw.
We head to a timeout midway through the 4th in Foxborough. Our Buy of the Game brought to you by CarMax, official partner of the New England Patriots. You see 3 quarterbacks on your screen. The question, should the Patriots keep 3 quarterbacks? I'll start with Scott Zolak and then bring in Rob Nikovich and Paul Perillo. Scott?
That's a tough question. You asked me 3 weeks ago, I think, yeah, you're keeping 3 quarterbacks. You asked me today, I think you're keeping 2 quarterbacks.
It's been 2 thus far tonight with Jarrett Stidham in back of Tom Brady. The Patriots with a 1st down and 10 from the Carolina 14. Stidham over the middle for Davis. And he is dropped at the 10. Nick?
Well, Bob, at the end of the day, this is a business, right?
Right.
And, they understand what, your older player, your contract status, what you're making. A rookie makes a lot less than an older veteran player. So, you know, at the end of the day, it's a business. You would think they would keep 2, and then look to the future, because it's all about what do they look like in 2, 3, 5 years. You know, it's not okay. I gotta have a 10-year-old quarterback. In 2 years, he'll be a starter. It's just not the way it works.
See, the problem too. I mean, and this is not an indictment on Brian Hoyer. I think Hoyer's had a good preseason, but you understand what your role is, and you look at the amount of teams you've been with, and you sort of see things in the way things are put together. And Paul, you know this. I mean, you even go back to when we had the emergency quarterback rule in effect, where you could keep 3 guys. And shoot, I made a 10-year career doing this. You know, you don't have that nowadays.
Yeah, and I'm with you guys. And if you would ask me all spring and summer long, I would have said 3. But I've just been so impressed with the poise that Stidham has shown. I'm not really sure there's a huge gap there. Obviously, there's a big gap in experience, but not in ability.
I just think right now that you look back to other years where if a guy did play or didn't play, like a Brissett or Garoppolo, and you remember the year, you know, Tom was going to serve the 4 games. You have to keep 3.
You had to keep 3.
Right. And I remember, was that the year, when was it when Brissett played the entire Giants game? He didn't play, I don't think, the week before, and they ended up dealing him after that. To for Dorsett.
Following, yeah.
Correct.
But it was his rookie year.
Right. So I think it's very difficult to say, okay, look at the way they handled it this year compared to the grouping you have this year. Now, you could evaluate Stidham where he is right now coming into where Garoppolo was when he came in. That's fair to do. So,
23-yard field goal by Steven Gostkowski. Patriots back on top by touchdown. So how special would that be? How cool would that be for Patriots fans?
I think you're going to get flooded with requests for that. Bigger the better. Look at that guy.
He didn't want fine jewelry he's wearing tonight.
He's happy with pom-poms. We'll take the ring instead of the pom-pom.
Gostkowski with a kickoff after his 23-yard field goal. Drive of the game brought to you by Toyota Tundra. Tundra, definition of strength.
Yeah, getting a running game going. Here's a little flip to Ben Watson prior to the late cheap shot by Eric Reed. But the best thing I think out of this drive of the game is Michel's ability to step out of tackles. He looks like I don't want to say improved back, more athletic. Had a good offseason, it shows. Worked on some different things.
And Tom Brady chatting it up with Demaryius Thomas once again. What a comeback for him after the Achilles injury late last year as a Houston Texan.
It's one of the worst ones I have, the Achilles, and it's nice to see him coming back the way he has.
You know, one thing for him, talking about route-specific stuff, like we know Dorsett can run a comeback or a hitch or something like that. Demaryius' forte of all the games we've called against him, whether or not you think he's a tough player or whether he works through some things, I think he is a really, really good bubble screen runner for his size. We're so conditioned to see Edelman, Amendola, those type guys. Remember last year they tried to do with Hogan to no avail, didn't really work that well, the timing aspect of it. This guy's got a knack for running that little slip screen. I'm talking that bubble screen down the line of scrimmage, and I'm talking taking it for the distance, not just a quick first down or a 10-yard pickup. Rob, you played against him, right?
Yeah.
He run that sucker, and he gets up on a safety. Good luck.
We were in Denver in the playoffs, and he was blocking too, like just throwing guys around. He's a big dude.
And some of those Denver games are frustrating. He wouldn't do anything for 3 quarters. Then he'd make one fantastic catch. Middle of the 4th quarter. That's it. That's all she wrote.
A wide open receiver, but a drop by Ian Thomas, second-year tight end out of Indiana. When you think about that bubble screen, and you mentioned Edelman, when they had Edelman and Amendola, they can run the screen so effectively. Brandon Cook struggled with it a couple of years ago. Philip Dorsett doesn't really give you that.
Well, see, the fade stop. I mean, how many times last year they tried to force that back shoulder fade throw to Gordon and just couldn't get on that same page with him. This guy can run it, and Manning threw a ton of those to him.
On a 5-year stretch, about as good as anybody at that position in the NFL. 5 1,000-yard seasons.
Tim Tebow, like that was his guy.
Playoff game.
That's crazy.
What a playoff game in overtime. Myers backing up on a return, but a penalty. Rob, and a cap thrown to the sideline by an official.
Rob, what was that adjustment you guys made out in Denver where he had a couple good runs against you? You guys tweaked something on the sidelines, and that was it. And then you saw him was divisional round.
You talking about Tebow?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, let him throw. Let him throw from the pocket. The guy he had a hard time throwing. So
I'm glad you're saying that. It's just not makes people attack me for
no. So when he look, I try to give him the benefit of the doubt until you see it, and he came here. People forget he was here, number 5, right? And you do 7-on-7, you pull the ball down and run. It's never a good thing.
No, I mean, you sit here and think we're
2
critical.
fouls on the receiving team on the play. Holding number 59.
It's like watching pro paint
declined.
games.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 31. He did not immediately return in bounds after being knocked out of bounds. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
Stidham, one of the 11 quarterbacks Bill Belichick has drafted for the Patriots. And he's coming back out with 3:53 on the clock. And Rob said it's a business, and Brian Hoyer is a very likable guy. And a great part of this team, and you have to wonder what's going through his mind.
I don't look at this as a sign where you're not getting in with 4 minutes left in preseason game number 3. I mean, that's not a writing on the wall type thing for me regarding his position. Stidham's going to get all the reps, I think, next week. He's going to play the entire time, I think, just based on what they've done in years past. We're going to get out there, and you're going to come here 4 hours before the game with me, and we're going to basically see probably 45 guys doing that warm-up stride stretch, and it's going to be every single 1 and 2.
Those are some games, man. I remember those games.
It's fast for them, run the ball.
Play every snap, start to finish, every special team snap.
It'll be the 29th preseason meeting between the Patriots and the Giants since 1981. 15th straight year they closed it out. Now, last year, J.C. Jackson had a couple of interceptions in that game.
And I think it was Brissett that really played well down in New York, and we're thinking, oh wow, maybe they're probably going to keep him because
they traded him for Dorsett.
They traded him for Dorsett. I think going into it, Bill's probably got maybe two spots open. He knows his roster. And then it's just okay. Let's take a couple more looks at special teams just to solidify what I already think I know. And he's got his 50. Get on the shuttle. These guys need to get on the shuttle, get to the airport, get back to your home base, and let's accelerate it here.
You're talking about the officials.
What are the referees talking about on the field?
What can you be talking about right now?
What do we got? Well, yeah, we're gonna.
Try this in Buffalo. Patriots at Buffalo, 1 o'clock. And Bob, you've seen stuff thrown on the field, right? End zone, lower left end zone. Apparatus, yeah.
They definitely need to hurry this game along.
Apparatus.
That's what he called it. We can't say it. Watch it.
I thought it was a pylon.
I thought initially it was a penalty flag, but
that's not orange.
Correction, the foul by number 31 was on the kicking team. That foul has been disregarded. Half the distance will be enforced on the receiving team.
I think we're going to end the reminiscing about Buffalo in that particular game right here, right now. But look, it's the preseason. You got a lot of guys that aren't going to be around a couple of weeks, still playing hard, still trying to put some tape on film, and they're not playing for a job with either the Panthers or the Patriots, trying to earn a spot somewhere else in the NFL.
What are we doing? What is going on?
And
are we flipping?
After all of that,
okay, they're going to kick.
The Panthers are going to punt again, which gives Jacoby Myers an opportunity here with Gunnar Olszewski
in the locker room.
Injured.
He's in the locker room.
Back in the locker room.
They took him in.
Myers, a guy that coming into the Patriots, making an impression as a receiver, as a rookie free agent, but does he have special teams value? He's caught some punts, returned some punts in practices. I think it's a chance once again.
It's pretty good.
Under the lights.
Bill Belichick, of all people, late in this game, is out 3 years on the field, telling Jacoby Myers where to line up.
Lord, he's been a busy man tonight. Myers.
Yeah, he told him to do it. They probably told him fair catch it. Just catch the ball. That's the Pat Chung play right there. All right, Bobby, let's look at the upcoming month.
Sunday Night Football, Week 1. The Pittsburgh Steelers and the Patriots. As the Pats celebrate last year's championship, and then it's on to Miami against Brian Flores' Dolphins.
There's my favorite Week 4 trip right there, Buffalo. Glad to see that one move back to 1 o'clock. The awful night game. What was that? Last year?
Interesting stretch, though, with the AFC games front-loaded this year. They've been often stacked in the middle of the season. They haven't played the Jets the last couple of seasons until right around the midpoint of the year. Now you get Pittsburgh Week 1 at Miami, then the Jets, and then it's at Buffalo, at Washington.
And everybody keeps talking about that stretch. Okay. A couple guys were on a pop. You're thinking, okay, maybe you're going to create a roster spot by protecting those guys, but no. Accelerated off the pup, and then you get into at Washington. And the big thing is, short trips. I think that, from a body standpoint, as a player, not us. You get on a plane wherever you go, whether you go to Denver, remember Mexico City, West Coast. Those things wear on you. It takes, when you get back 5 in the morning on Mondays, by the time you're up and running on a Wednesday, you're trying to get out of your own way. That stuff wears on you. It's nice to get on a plane and have an hour and 10-minute trip, post-game, pre-game. So, goes into building that season. Of course, where does that bye week fall?
Yeah, very favorable
players
this year.
Players look forward to that.
It's a late bye week, and your longest trip is to Houston. It's going to be a different story next year with a lot of West Coast travel, but
that's a good point.
This season, very favorable.
You get the Miami trip out of the way week 2.
Instead of reloading and throwing down the middle. Skidding after the incompletion, his intended receiver, Izzo. And now Bailey's going to come on as Stidham exits to the sideline in the final 2.5 minutes of this Week 3 preseason encounter. So when we reconvene next Thursday, so you're going to put the GM's cap on, as will Rob. You guys are going to build the roster. We'll involve Paul as well.
Oh, this is so much more fun than a fantasy draft. You can pretend football. Everybody gets together and you can pick your players. You get to pick real players next week. Everybody makes fun of it. Not makes fun, but kind of overlooked that game. That game 4 in the preseason. That's the one where, okay, rosters are set now. Let's go. Who we saddling up with?
And Godwin's return.
Give me another flag.
Draws another flag. 52-yard punt by Jake Bailey.
During the kick, holding, number 36, return team, 10-yard penalty, first down.
I'm making a prediction here on Winovich. And we've talked about him enough this preseason. Take a look at him here on teams. And Rob, you talk about him and his production on teams. It's something he did at Michigan. It's nothing new to him.
Yeah, I mean, this first year, he's going to have a role, and, whatever they put on the plate, you take it, you excel, and you get a little bit more, and you get a little bit more.
I'm going to make a prediction about the hair.
Okay.
I don't think they will cut it, meaning the veterans.
I don't think so either. Maybe one eyebrow is gone.
I think they dye it. Because I think the hair is part of his spirit. You know what I mean? You cut the hair, it's like getting your dog neutered.
How do you get dye out of your hair? You got to re-dye it?
Yeah, you just let it grow out, man. Put them out there with purple hair or something.
I sense a little envy on your part about that hair right there. Pepsi Close-Up. Always be celebrating with Pepsi, the official soft drink of the New England Patriots. And a close-up on the rookie free agent receiver, Jacoby Myers.
Yes, the kid has responded, pretty much with everybody but Brady. You wanted to see him get it going with Brady tonight, but really good rapport with Stidham. There's a lot of pressure when you step up and you're trying to catch balls from number 12, and maybe he's pressing a little bit. But I think he's done his part. He's done about as much as he can do to give himself every opportunity to make this football team as an undrafted free agent. I just still can't believe he didn't get drafted based on the production and, again, to the speed part of it. And I know, throw another flag. These guys.
How sloppy.
Well, I mean, that's on the team, too.
Every team has been like this.
What are you going to not call it?
Every team has been just so sloppy.
You can tell coach is a little frustrated with some of the penalties at halftime.
And these two coaches, Bill Belichick and Ron Rivera, annually coach two of the most disciplined teams in the NFL.
It's a good preseason matchup for both these guys.
Career down the middle. Dangerous throw there with safety lurking over, A.J. Howard. So the final 2 minutes of this third preseason game, Pats with the 10-3 lead over Carolina. Talked about the schedule a bit earlier with the NFC East awaiting the Patriots this year. I mean, Carolina, team that's constructed a lot like the traditional NFC East teams, the big physical teams. It was interesting tonight to see the way the Patriots were able to handle the line of scrimmage, and now again dominating with a pass rush that gets to the quarterback. Ufamba Kamalu sustaining the pressure, takes down Will Greer.
Just keep bringing it. You know, it's the games too, and that's a big thing moving forward with guys like Bennett. Can Bennett accept this role if he's going to be a two-gap player, or they're going to tell you to stay to one side? And Rob, you know how important that is. Okay, if we're going to run this game, you better stay in your lane. An inside guy, we're going to bring an edge on.
It's usually not the guy that's looping around. He's the one that is coming free and making the sack.
It's like a Lawrence Guy or Butler, right?
It's the guys. It's Butler. It's the guys inside that are hooking guys and just taking two. It's the guy that takes two that sets up the guy that makes the sack.
Yeah, that's a nice job by Myers right there. You know, yelling, putting the arms out. Peter, no call right here. Don't go for the ball. Little things, more stuff he can do, man.
Stick around after tonight's game for the Toyota post-game report. We'll recap this matchup of the Patriots and the Panthers with 58 seconds left on the clock. Be back in Foxborough again next Thursday for the preseason finale. And then there will be an electric atmosphere for the season opener versus the Steelers. Rob, your last thought on this night?
I think it was great. All three phases look good. You can kind of see the first kickoff, that Patriots were by far, the better team today as far as coached and, execution. So, there's a couple holding calls you'd like back, but they'll get it all corrected.
Victory formation once again for Jarrett Stidham. All right, Nick, thanks so much. We'll see you again next Thursday.
Yep, see you guys next week.
See you, bud.
We'll see Tom Brady next Thursday back on the sideline. Started tonight's game, engineered the Patriots touchdown drive, the lone touchdown of this contest.
This is big for some of the young guys. Every player not played here. This is where you establish this, guys. This is where we play. We don't lose many games. You take care of business at home. The Patriots have been so good over the years, winning the home games. Nice shot right there, Olsen and Brady. Olsen's such a good pro and tight end.
No doubt about that. And Chris Hogan reuniting with his former teammate Tom Brady as the Pats win here. Toyota coming up, the post-game report.
Patriots preseason football has been brought to you by Putnam Investments, proud partners committed to an active game plan on the field and off. Manos Wine, the official Patriots championship wine collection, available at manoswine.com. And by Bank of America, the official bank of the New England Patriots.